Lucy Magic Canvas. Once upon a time, in a small peaceful village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young girl named Lucy. Lucy loved to draw, and she would spend hours with her coloured pencils, creating worlds full of happy animals, enchanted forests, and brave heroes. But there was one thing Lucy wished for more than anything else: for her drawings to come to life. One day, while exploring her grandmother's attic, Lucy found an old, dusty canvas hidden behind a stack of forgotten boxes. It looked special, with its golden frame and intricate carvings of vines and flowers. Lucy carried the canvas down to her room, eager to use it for her next big drawing. That night, under the glow of her bedside lamp, Lucy began to draw. She decided to sketch a forest with tall trees, a sparkling river, and a rainbow that arched across the sky. She added a cozy little cottage by the riverbank, with smoke curling from the chimney and a friendly fox peeking out from behind a bush. Lucy smiled at her work, imagining what it would be like to visit the forest she had drawn. Suddenly, the canvas began to glow. Lucy blinked in surprise as the colours on the canvas shimmered and shifted. Before her eyes, the trees swayed as if a breeze was passing through them, and the river began to flow, the water sparkling just like she had drawn it. The fox blinked its bright eyes and stepped out from the bush, looking straight at Lucy. "Come join us, Lucy," the fox said in a cheerful voice. Lucy gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. Without a moment of hesitation, Lucy reached out, and as if pulled by an invisible force, she found herself stepping into the canvas. The world she had drawn was now all around her. She could feel the cool breeze on her face, hear the birds chirping above, and see the colours of her drawing come to life in brilliant shades. The fox, who introduced himself as Felix, wagged his fluffy tail and led Lucy along a path through the forest. Lucy couldn't believe her eyes. The trees were taller than she had imagined, and the river glistened as it wound its way through the forest. "Where are we going, Felix?" Lucy asked, her voice filled with excitement. Felix grinned. "We're going to the Rainbow Falls. There's someone very special you need to meet." Lucy followed Felix through the forest, marvelling at everything around her. Flowers with bright petals opened up as they walked by, and butterflies fluttered around them, leaving trails of sparkling dust. They passed a family of rabbits having a picnic and a squirrel playing a tiny flute. Lucy laughed, feeling as if she had stepped into a dream. After a short walk, they reached the Rainbow Falls. The water cascaded down from a tall cliff, shimmering in all the colours of the rainbow. At the base of the falls stood a creature Lucy had never seen before, a majestic deer with antlers that glowed like moonlight. Its eyes were gentle and kind, and it bowed its head as they approached. "Welcome, Lucy," the deer said in a soft, melodic voice. "I am Luna, the guardian of this magical forest. Felix told me about your wonderful drawing, and we are all so happy that you could join us." Lucy blushed. "I can't believe this is real," she said. "It's like my dream has come true." Luna smiled. "Here in the forest, your imagination brings everything to life. You have a gift, Lucy, and today we want to show you the magic that your creativity can bring to the world." Felix and Luna led Lucy to a clearing where a group of animals had gathered: rabbits, birds, squirrels, and even a hedgehog. They all cheered as Lucy arrived, and Felix handed her a brush made from a feather and a flower stem. "Paint with us, Lucy," Felix said, his eyes twinkling. "Add to the magic of our world." Lucy took the brush, feeling its soft bristles against her fingers. She dipped it into the sparkling river, and as she began to paint, the colors danced across the air, creating shimmering trails that hung in the sky like ribbons. She painted a sky full of stars, even though it was daytime, and the animals cheered as the stars twinkled above them. The more Lucy painted, the more alive the forest became. She painted flowers that giggled when they were tickled by the wind, and trees that swayed to a melody only they could hear. She even painted a bridge of light across the river so that the rabbits could easily cross to the other side. Felix then suggested they have a feast to celebrate, and all the animals gathered in the clearing with baskets of fruits, nuts, and berries. A family of birds flew overhead, dropping petals like confetti, while the squirrels brought acorns filled with honey. Lucy sat on a soft patch of grass, sharing berries with Felix and Luna, while the rabbits performed little hops and flips to entertain everyone. As the feast continued, Lucy noticed a young fawn standing shyly at the edge of the clearing. She beckoned it over, and with a gentle smile, the fawn approached. Lucy painted a necklace of flowers around its neck, and the fawn's eyes lit up with happiness. Time seemed to slow down as Lucy painted and laughed with her new friends. She felt happy and free, as if there were no limits to what she could create. The animals danced. Luna watched with a serene smile, and Felix hopped around, full of energy and joy. As the sun began to set, Luna approached Lucy, her eyes glowing softly. "It's almost time for you to return home, Lucy," she said gently. "But remember, you can always come back. All you need is your imagination and your heart." Lucy nodded, feeling a bittersweet mix of emotions. She didn't want to leave, but she knew she could never forget this magical place. Felix walked her back to the edge of the forest, and with a wag of his tail he said, "See you soon, Lucy. Keep drawing and keep dreaming." Lucy smiled, waving goodbye as she stepped back through the glowing canvas. In a flash, she was back in her room, the canvas now still and quiet. But the colours seemed a little brighter, and Lucy could almost hear the distant sound of the waterfall and the laughter of her forest friends. Lucy picked up her coloured pencils and began to draw again, her heart full of joy and wonder. She knew that as long as she had her imagination, the magic would never truly end. And that night, as she drifted off to sleep, Lucy dreamed of the magical forest, of Felix, Luna, and all her friends, knowing that her next adventure was only a drawing away. The next morning, Lucy woke up with a smile, her mind brimming with new ideas. She decided to bring her friends from the village to see her magical canvas. She invited her best friend Max, who loved stories just as much as she did. When Max arrived, Lucy showed him the canvas and told him about her adventure. Max was amazed, his eyes wide with excitement. "Do you think we could both go in?" he asked, his voice full of hope. Lucy nodded. "I think so. Let's try it together." They both picked up coloured pencils and began to draw. This time, they added a treehouse high in the branches, a place where they could both sit and look out over the magical forest. They drew a swing hanging from one of the tall trees and a boat for the sparkling river. As they finished, the canvas began to glow once more. Max grabbed Lucy's hand, and together they stepped into the canvas. The forest welcomed them with open arms, and Felix came running to greet them. "Welcome back, Lucy, and welcome, Max," Felix said, his fluffy tail wagging with excitement. Max looked around in awe. "This is incredible," he whispered. Luna approached, her antlers glowing softly in the sunlight. It's wonderful to see you again, Lucy. And we're so happy to have you here, Max. Your imagination will make our world even more magical. Together, Lucy and Max spent the day exploring, painting, and playing with their animal friends. They climbed up to the treehouse and looked out over the forest, the view more beautiful than they could have ever imagined. They swung on the swing, feeling the breeze in their hair, and sailed down the river in their boat, with Felix and Luna by their side. As the day came to an end, Max turned to Lucy, his eyes shining. "Thank you for sharing this with me, Lucy. I can't wait for our next adventure." Lucy smiled, her heart full. "Me neither, Max. The magic is always here, waiting for us." And with that, they stepped back through the canvas, returning to Lucy's room. The canvas was still glowing softly, a reminder that the magic was never far away. Lucy and Max knew that they would return again and again to the magical world they had created. A world where their imagination could soar and where friendship made every adventure even more special.